Okay. Bear with me, people. No, we'll just do it live.
You got 50 of them here.
No. We won't do it. We'll just go with this. This is not my Zoom account. So now we're going to put the recording in the Evolve group, and apologies for those hanging out for it, but you can join live in here and then we'll watch the recording in the Evolve group. So we've got a few more people from lots of Norway peeps. Hi, Norway people. Yeah, all over the place. So I'm really excited for today's webinar. Now, if you're joining this particular webinar, no doubt you are a health enthusiast or a biohacker. Maybe you have your own set of these blue blocking glasses like Zac Deane here in front of us does. Or maybe you're an entrepreneur and you're just basically really passionate in optimization and what is possible for your own peak performance and well-being. Or you may be here because you're like and you are a health professional, maybe a PT or a gym owner or someone who's in that space and is actually really interested in Healy from a perspective of, you know, how do I help my clients get great results? How do I help people with behavior change and health transformation? Maybe you are more like Hedda here. Have I said your name correctly? Yes, Hedda, who is just a mum who was really looking to get her health and well-being back in track and her fitness back on track. Or maybe you're an athlete like Thomas here in the center, a bikini model, a pro football athlete, again, who's all about really performance. Maybe you're like Peter here, who is also not only a good-looking human with a cheesy smile, but a biohacker also, and an entrepreneur who understands that the fitness and health industry is a $100 billion industry and really knows that Healy is a category creating product that is really revolutionizing the wellness space. So you may fit into one of those categories. You may not even fit into any of those categories. You may just be someone who's seen Healy, heard about Healy, and you're like, right, I'm just curious. I want to know what all this talk is about and this excitement is about. And so you're here because you're curious and you just want to learn more. So whatever reason it is that you found yourself on this webinar, we're really excited to have you. And we've got, as you can see, a really cool panel, and we're going to have an awesome conversation today around Healy. And if you're here as well, you know, we know if you're drawn here that everything is vibration. That's not probably going to be new to you if you're here. But what we found with Healy is because everything is energy, frequency, and vibration, there's so many benefits. There's so many things that Healy does for people. And we've got a group called the Healy Experience, which has probably over 50, the frequency experience, sorry. That has
Nei, jeg kommer ut. Bare ta litt mer.
50,000 testimonials now. And the results are life-changing, game-changing. But what we wanted to do with these panel conversations is actually make it a little bit more specific to a particular niche. Hence, this is more biohackers and health and fitness professionals. So Healy is kind of relaunching. It had a big first year or two. And, you know, the demand was incredible because I think people that are in the health and wellness space have really felt for a while that there had to be an evolution. There had to be a sort of quantum leap in the health and wellbeing space. And really that's why we're here, because we believe that this Healy is a big part of that evolution of wellness and where the future of wellbeing and especially in the health and fitness industry is going. And so Healy internally had lots of changes end of last year coming into this year, and it's almost now relaunching. And so we wanted to start off with a series, and this one's health and fitness, and really just help you get educated around what the product is actually doing for people. So my name is Sarah. I'm going to be doing a lot less talking now. I just wanted to intro you into tonight's webinar and then introduce these epic humans, and we'll just dive right in and ask them some questions so that through the conversation you learn what it is, how it works, and most importantly, what it can do for you in your life or people that you care about in the wellbeing space. So first, Peter. Now, Peter is what do we call you? Entrepreneur? Biohacker? Do you fit in that category?
I don't like labels, but yes, I fit in those categories, yes.
A man who needs no labels or introduction. So first of all, my question is to you, because I think you've been in Healy probably the longest from anyone nearly, other than Taryn in Australia. From your perspective, why Healy? Just set the tone for everyone.
Why Healy? Well, so since this is primarily focused around fitness and for me, and this is where I think a little bit differently to probably some people, and this is why, I think Healy is something that everyone can use in all areas of life, is basically, and the way I'll sum it up is, for example, weight loss, okay? I think when people want to lose weight, I think, doing some sort of a diet or something is already starting off on the wrong foot. Losing weight to me is an attribute or an outcome of focusing on lifestyle, on doing the right things every day. And then the weight loss aspect happens naturally as a result. Now, with Healy as well, I don't sort of use it and focus it on my fitness, so to speak. I use it every day to balance overall all areas of my life, whether that's sleep, stress, my meridians, my chakras, because when my body is in balance, when my body is working as it should on all levels, then I have more energy, then I recover faster, then I do all these things to get me the best result in whatever I want to do. So if I want to work out and get recovery, and I can use the Healy as a proactive and reactive. So, because also as a result, as a part of working out, recovery is important. Now, recovery, there's a big piece of a puzzle that goes into recovery. It's sleep, nutrition, and, obviously the use of Healy can help and be a tool in that as well. So for me, Healy is something that can be used proactively and reactively to help not just your overall health and wellness, but of course, if you target specific areas like, beauty as well, but we are focused here on fitness. So I do use, some of the fitness specific programs as well, like the regeneration, and I have used the muscle one and strength. But overall, I guess it's more about helping be completely balanced in all areas of life. And then that will translate into much better fitness, recovery, and everything else that goes with being in the best possible health and losing weight. And then, of course, there is that whole other opportunity of helping people, get their health, wellness, fitness to the next level, and then you can achieve complete freedom and choice there as well.
And we will touch on that. Now, actually, Pete, whilst I have you, for some of you maybe joining who have heard a lot about Healy already and you were more interested from the fitness perspective, some people might be fairly new, being like, okay, I don't know much about it. What is this little device? Can you just really quickly explain, what is this thing?
So the Healy is basically a tiny little wearable compact device, yet so powerful, and it works with microcurrent frequencies, and it's basically able to analyze what your body is resonating with, what frequencies are basically out of balance, and then give you solutions to bring those back into balance and harmony. And the incredible difference and the revolutionary aspect of Healy is that not only does it work on the physical body, but it works on all those other levels, the higher sort of levels and the levels that we can't see, the different dimensions like the mental, emotional, chakras, meridians, the bioenergetic field. And it's got 144,000 frequencies customized into different programs, and it's got solutions for all areas of life, including, yes, fitness. But Yeah, so that's essentially a quick overview of the Healy, and the amazing aspect of it is that it is able to help detect and analyze what you need every day, every hour of the day, and you can customize it, and it's real-time delivering what you need to bring you back into balance.
Awesome. And that's the awesome thing about Healy, is that it is so holistic. And I think everyone on this call would agree that like we're moving into a space where we can't just compartmentalize, like here's fitness, like it is your mental, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, like it's all of that. So that's the, I guess, unique thing of Healy, and then we're talking about it within the fitness context. So I'm going to throw it over now to Zac Deane. Welcome. He's another entrepreneur / biohacker / been in the wellness industry for many years now. I'd love to hear from your perspective, you know, when you're talking to people who may be in the health and fitness industry, why you are in the health and fitness, like why was Healy, you know, so compelling for you to learn more and, you know, use it in your own life? We'll have to unmute you. Oh, there you go.
It lagged a lot there. Was that calling out Zac?
Yes. Did you hear that? Shall I reintroduce you?
Oh my God, I'm lagging a little bit. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Shall I reintroduce you?
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. Hey everyone. Thank you guys so much for having me. Yeah, so how, can you please say the question again though? Because yeah, it is a little bit laggy.
So I said, you are an entrepreneur and a biohacker, and you've been in this wellness industry and space now for many, many years. When you first learned about Healy and what it was and what it was doing for people, why was it so compelling for you to learn more and integrate it into your life?
Got it. So yeah, well, this journey started for me 13 months ago, back in December, a year and a bit ago. And in the beginning, I'm a massive believer in all natural approaches. You know, nature is the most healing aspect or therapy there is. And the more that we disconnect from nature and get under fake lights around Wi-Fi and electricity and all these other man-made things, they really, you know, disturb our homeostasis. And so there were some concerns that I had for Healy, but as soon as I did my research, I was blown away at what this actually did to the body. Because I was actually health coaching for quite some time, hundreds of people over the last 6 or 7 years. And I got to a point where I was so frustrated because I learned that food and exercise was not the ultimate way of healing the body. There was something missing. Someone was eating healthy, someone was exercising, and they're still not at this optimal level of health. And it was driving me crazy. I was like, what is the missing link? What is the other piece of the puzzle? And so I ended up discovering what's called quantum biology, which was the frequencies in our environment that are either subtly healing us or subtly, I guess, killing us. And so I learned that the Healy works on that bioenergetic level, but it also works on helping the mitochondria, which is the energy packs of our cells. And so this works specifically on recharging the cells. So I say to everybody, the Healy is kind of like the phone charger to your phone, or kind of like the laptop charger to our body, recharging our cells up. And there's animal studies and certain studies saying it boosts ATP production by 500%. And so when you just look at the hard facts, what this actually does, the science behind it, the testimonial group, the frequency effect on Facebook, you know, it's undeniable that this is incredible. And so I utilized it with some friends. I scanned 35 people my first week. And I was like, if this works for these people and some people that I really respected, like scientists and people that educated doctors on 5G, I was like, if it works for these people and they gave me the green light, I was all in. And so I needed that external validation as well as my own experience. And so now, you know, after 450 personal scans one-on-one with people, it's just undeniable what this thing does. And, you know, 1 year in, it's just so cool to now have, you like yourself, Sarah, and Peter, and all the other leaders here, this awareness that there is a device that you buy this once and the whole family can use it for pain, anxiety, energy, organs, meridians, fitness, regeneration, sleep, you know, like 120 different programs. And so it makes so much sense with where the world is at right now. And really the vision is, you know, massive. And this is the reason we're here, is because of reuniting the truth in the world. We're reconnecting with our own truth and what's going on in the world. And we want to recharge everyone, not literally through the Healy, but recharge our own energy so we can actually create and revitalize the world. And so the Healy is a massive, massive component to that. And so that's kind of why I'm a massive believer, Sarah.
Good answer. No, I love it. And that's why I love hearing everyone's perspective on why it was for them, because we're all, we all get drawn here for similar reasons. So thanks for sharing, Zac. That's awesome. So I'm going to hand it over to Yvette, who is a gym owner here in Bali. She's also a Les Mills trainer, a PT. She's been in this fitness space for a long time as well. Yvette, why Healy for you?
Hi, Sarah. Hi, everyone. I'd like to say a big hello to all the fitness friends that have joined this call today. Fitness is an amazing global borderless area. And I think once you're in the fitness field, you link arms forever. And that kind of sort of took me on the path really to Healy, because I feel Healy is the same. It's global, it's borderless, we're linking arms, and it's got a massive community. And for me, having my own gym, I very much could see the integration of how Healy and frequencies at cellular level and vibrations could actually interact with what we were also doing on a physical basis. I was looking for something at my stage in life where I don't have to physically push my body through every day, and it kind of sits in that very, very beautiful world of the holistic approach, so that over my 30 years of being in the industry, where I have inspired people to be active, stay active, I want to continue to inspire people, but obviously as I'm getting older and I'm not Peter Pan, I'm at some point going to have to hang up those trainers. And so I really wanted to be able to inspire people to actually really take another look at not just their molecular body or their physical body, but also at their inner cellular body, and so the two have a lovely synergy. And what Pete, my husband, and I have done is we've integrated Healy into our fitness world here in Bali, and the members are now very used to seeing us walking around the gym wearing the Healy, and we're running programs on ourselves, we're running programs on them, we're scanning, and we're actually absolutely implementing it into our training as well. So a bit like Pete and Zac, I mean, the Healy is for everything and anything and everyone. But from my perspective, I think in my business life and in my career, I'm really, really loving the fitness programs and some of the results that we're seeing on an energetic basis is pretty cool, actually.
Awesome. And we are going to dive into some of the results that
I thought you might.
Also, if you're following along in this chat, on this call, and you've got questions, especially if you are in the fitness industry or, really into optimizing your health, drop them in the comments, because these guys are here to answer your questions. And so, yeah, please do ask questions. And as we have more of this conversation, you will learn more about actually how it works and the types of programs and results it gets. So I'm going to throw it over now to Thomas, who is all the way in Norway. And like I said, a ex-fitness model and gym guy and ex-pro athlete. So Thomas, what was it about Healy that, attracted you to it, this vibrational device?
Hello, thank you for having me. Yes, for me, it was several reasons why I wanted to look deeper into Healy. But as you mentioned, I've been in the fitness industry, and I'm also running a couple of companies. And for me, like, from what I hear, that's one thing. From what you can feel is another thing. But when you feel it, and you also can see people around you feel it, then it's the massive explosion for me, because then you get it from all angles. And the flow that Healy just creates in your life, the alignment, that's more than I can describe, actually. It's something that really hits you. And when you see people with really difficult issues in their life, and you can scan and you get up the programs that actually hits every time. As people mentioned before here, we are talking about many hundreds of people here. And when you see results like this time after time, it just resonates so much for me, and to get out in the industries I'm in. And I can say people are shocked. This is technology 5.0.
I love it. Yeah. I really agree what you say there. Like, you know, for everyone joining, you're going to learn and get a bit more educated around what Healy is. And until you experience it for yourself, it is hard to really understand it. That was the same for me. And yeah, just a quick thing too, when people are saying scanning, they are just referring to when you run the Healy, it scans you on a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual level, identifies anything out of balance, and then suggests the frequencies that are most required for you to come back into bioenergetic balance, and customizes them to you. And so just when, you know, when people are saying scanning, that's what they're referring to. And like you beautifully shared, once the body comes back into balance, flow, alignment, you know, health and fitness, optimization, you know, a lot of things balance out that have been imbalanced. So yeah, that's hence these stories. So just a quick overview in case you're like, what are they talking about? So thanks for that, Thomas. Hedda, you are a beautiful mum and fitness enthusiast, and yeah, why Healy for you? Because I remember you saying, I want to have energy for my children and my family. Tell us a bit about your story.
Yes, thank you for having me, Sarah. So like you're saying, I don't really have any professional background with fitness, but I've been doing fitness for a lot of years now. I started my fitness journey about 10 years ago, and I've been doing a lot of different fitness. So I've been through kickboxing, yoga, spinning, jogging, CrossFit, you name it. And for the last 3 or 4 years, I've mainly been doing heavy weightlifting, and on the side yoga. And for me, when Healy came into my life, I noticed a huge difference. I've been struggling a lot with depression and anxiety, and fitness for me has been very important to kind of deal with that. And what Healy has done for me in that way has been, yeah, it's been amazing. And not only the fitness programs, but also the mental health programs has made me stay more balanced. And of course, I'm using the fitness programs during my workouts, and I can see that I'm much more focused in my workouts, and I got more contact with the muscles, and my progress has been like, yeah, to the top. And like everyone else is saying, that Healy is not only for one area of your life, it's kind of just like, yeah, it's in every area. And for me, mental health has been one of the biggest issues, and it has helped me so much. And it has also helped me a lot with getting deeper into my meditations and being more aligned. And yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you. And I'm sure you're all hearing the same consistent theme that I am, and which we all know again. And you know, even Yvette, I can imagine you in a gym would see this a lot. People come in because they want to work on their physical health, and yet it could be mental, emotional, like other things going on that are actually impacting on the physical health. Like often the physical health is actually the last, like the most dense. You know, by the time something gets to a physical manifestation, it's been on the mental and emotional and spiritual level. That's the denser level that we start to see those manifestations in. So Yvette, do you just want to speak to that quickly? Because I was just thinking of that based on what you all shared.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm loving the fitness programs, and we're running those in the gym, and how we use those in a group scenario and also on individual people. But it is the whole thing. So we talk about the sleep programs as well, and we talk about the mental balance programs, like the inner strength, like the contentment, like the the positive thoughts. So it is a whole complete holistic approach of how you can then sort of, you need to use your body differently if you want to see a different change. And you've got to kind of sort of think outside of the box a bit. And I think really this device is just such a synergetic device to what we are already using within the fitness. And, you know, the number of people that come back after a class when we have run, we may have run stamina into the room in a spin class, for example, and, you know, they then leave the spin room and then jump into a pump class. And I tend to run strength vibrate into the room for that. So the positive effects that has, and yes, it could be a little bit of placebo, but the positive effects that it has is that people then leave the space on and up, and their energy levels is on and up. So the rest of the day they're on and up, and it's just this kind of combination of energetic uplifting that is just amazing to see. And yeah, we're having a lot. It's a massive retention tool, and we're having some very, very good experiences, some fantastic experiences from the members, and also from Pete and I when we're using it as well. So I hope that spoke to it a little bit.
Oh, that's amazing. That was literally coming into the next sort of round of questions I was going to ask everybody, because I'm watching here in the comments, and everyone's loving your stories you're sharing, and a lot of people I've got salsa dancers and teachers and yogis and all kinds of people, and they are wanting to know what are the results and how do you use it and which programs. So I bet you touched on two great things there. One is that you were referring to the way that you can run the frequencies with a group, which is really cool, and it's a function of Healy. We won't go into it too much, but it is really cool that, yeah, you can do it on individuals and run frequencies in a group class, which is really powerful. But I love that some of the programs you're touching on, stamina, I know inner strength is an incredible one for people that are making behavior change. Programs like contentment can help with like breaking addictive patterns. So there's some really great programs. Are there any other ones that you love to run that help people with that?
Yeah, I do. Yes, I love in the meridians. I love gallbladder, and I love fatty degeneration. And the reason why I love those is because the purpose of the gallbladder is to store the bile that the liver sends to the gallbladder, and the bile which is stored in the gallbladder is released to break down fats. So before a meal, before you eat, the gallbladder is quite full, and then directly after you've eaten, it's like a deflated balloon, because it has excreted the bile that goes into the body that then breaks down the fat. So the gallbladder needs to be running at a good optimization. And then what you've got is you've got your fatty degeneration program, which then really just targets those fat stores and uses the fats as energy to then improve on your existing performance. So I would say that those two programs, which is found in a lovely folder called Meridians 1, would be definitely will be in addition to the fitness programs as well as the mental health ones. So I'm very keen on those. And I love my sleep. I think we all love sleep, don't we? So I'm vibrating the sleep program every night.
So good. Everyone's got their favorites, but there are a few like collective favorites for good reason. So thanks for sharing, Yvette. I'm going to see if Zac, hiding behind the scenes, that's his, yeah, there he is. I'm going to see if he can jump back in. So Zac does some incredible, I know you do a lot, like you're really into optimization, and I see that, and you live and breathe it, and you build a community around it. How do you use the Healy with health and fitness? I've seen you doing lots of like pull-ups and crazy things at the moment. I know you do a lot of fasting. How do you work with the Healy, and what kind of programs do you use to get your results?
Oh, it's changed a lot over the last 12 months. But in the beginning, I was originally using it, you know, I was quite healthy, and I am quite healthy. So I didn't really understand how the Healy was going to help me, to be honest with you. just love the concept and I love the technology, and I was like, this can help so many people. But when I first received it, it came up with thyroid, anxiety, and a few other programs. So I ran those programs and I was like, oh my God, I feel in a couple of minutes, my anxiety, my stress just feels super calm. And then I was like, let me use this on some injuries that I had, some tension in my jaw and a CrossFit injury in my knee. And usually when I hurt my knee in the gym, it would take me a week to recover. And so by using the Healy, I'm literally recovering within 12 hours and back in the gym the next day rather than a whole week. So I'm just using it as a way of, I guess, getting back into momentum a lot quicker. I think momentum is an incredibly powerful force or concept that if we stay in momentum, we can get a lot more done. And so the Healy keeps me in that momentum. You know, in life, we zig and zag, we fall off. And so the Healy is kind of, for me, the analogy I give is like we go to, remember the first time you went bowling and you put the roller guards up on the lane so the ball didn't roll into the gutter. So the Healy is like putting the roller guards up on life. And so we're going to zig and zag and whatnot. So this is really going to keep us moving forward and keep us consistent with what we're doing. And now, 12 months on, how I'm using the Healy is around flexibility. I'm using it a lot around communication with my partner as a way of expressing things that are on my heart and out of my mind. And so, I think, yes, food and exercise and cleansing and fasting and all these things are really important for our health, but there's the emotional component that we don't usually talk about. The trauma, the anger, the sadness, the guilt, if we're not forgiving ourselves, if there's like this crazy, sadness in our cells, in our body, it doesn't matter how many sit-ups or how many salads or whatever we're going to be eating, our body's not going to make a shift because our body's holding on to that energetic cellular memory, so to speak. And so I'm more curious as to how can I use the Healy to rewrite those past traumas or things that are stuck in my field, or just to set that intention that I'm okay with expressing this. And so every day it's just like another layer of the onion, so to speak, as to letting go of that. And so I'm doing less in the gym now than I've ever have, but I'm healthier and more kind of fit and shredded than I've ever been. Obviously, I did do a massive 13-day water fast last year and use the Healy constantly with Pure and all the different energy programs to help me. But I think moving forward, it's like using the Healy with just where you're at right now, and whether it's just for the mindset programs, just for the recovery, or maybe you want flexibility, you got sciatica, or you got a back thing, or whatever it is, or whether it's the emotional trauma stuff, the Healy is so flexible. So, it requires the curiosity. If you're like, oh, I'm better than the Healy, I know more than the Healy, then, maybe you don't use it right now. But if you have that curiosity of like, oh my God, how can I use this? How can we partner together to accelerate what I'm already doing? It can be a great ally in that. So it's changed and it will continue to change.
Yeah, as you evolve and change, of course. And I love that. I love, because there probably are quite a few people joining that are like, yeah, I'm pretty fit and healthy. How does it work for me? And you've touched on some really great examples there. And I remember we did another health hacker webinar, and this guy came on and he was like all ripped and he wanted the Healy to get more shredded. And then, like you said, he started to uncover these more emotional things underneath, which completely shifted his life and healed his relationship with his mom and things like that. So they're also interconnected. And I think what you've just given a really cool example there of a way to work with it on a deeper level. And I love the bowling ball analogy. I've been using that, and I couldn't remember where I got it from, but it was definitely from you. And keeping in alignment, I think in this day and age, to have something that continually keeps us in alignment and that self-awareness piece is huge. Awesome. Everybody's loving this. What about the performance program? Okay, that's a good one. I might hand over to, does anyone use the performance program that wants to speak to? Yeah, I thought you might, Thomas. Go for it. How do you use some of the programs? And
yes, and I have to say I love what Zac says about consistency and momentum, because that's what life is all about. If you have that, you can create everything. And it taps into, like, Healy actually is a tool where you can do less, but you can get more. And the performance program is awesome. I actually have, since I started using Healy, I've beaten my record on a session I use to measure my progress every time. And that's performance, and I also use stamina. That's a CrossFit session that's I started at 25 minutes and now I'm down on 20 minutes. So that's a pretty massive results, and I did not do anything else than Healy. But it's not only the performance program. You have so many programs in Healy for before training. If you feel down, if you need more energy, you put on the energy program. If you want to have a special focus when you are at the gym or whatever kind of training you do, you can specify it down to your niche and put it on. It's like if you need more stamina, do stamina. If you want to gain weight, lose weight, you have everything. Healy, yeah. I remember the first time I was introduced to Healy, it was Samaya. And for me, it was like, okay, Healy is the new iPhone. That's, for me, it's 100% sure in 2 to 3 years. People, if you don't have this tool, you are missing the train. You will not be people will go in front and you will have to do a lot of work, but everyone else has the tool where they can work less and get more, but you have to work harder and get less. So yes.
I think most people are open to doing less and achieving more these days. I think that's what, biohackers and health hacking is really about. It's how do we be efficient and really work with our body to get optimal results. Beautiful. I'm going to bring it back to Pete. Love to know your favorite programs that you use. He's out there literally for 3 hours a day sometimes, not because he has to, just he loves it. But he's pretty shredded, fit human. So what do you love to use, Pete?
It's not 3 hours, but yeah, I do like to move. And for me, much like Zac, I don't do sick because I don't believe we get sick, we do sick. And I can't remember the last time I have been sort of sick, and then the seasonal things that come and flus and all those things. And again, I go back to, because I try and do a lot of things, a lot of rituals. Yes, I do the intermittent fasting, prolonged fasting, cold therapy, sauna, use the Healy, eat well, do all those things. And it's that combination. Now, for me as well, how do I use the Healy and what programs I love? I mean, for me, some examples are when one day I ran, or one night I ran the Relax Gold Cycle, and the next day I just had such amount of energy, which then, focusing on the fitness aspect, I had more energy to work out and, move my body than I would on a normal day, so to speak. And, I've been using it on my stress levels. And predominantly, I've been using it more on not the physical, I've been using it more on my chakras and meridians, which is something that I've recently started to really get more informed about, which was something that came new to me, and I was always more focused just on the physical nutrition, eating well, and doing all those things. But I've really started, because of the Healy, I really started to understand how all those other layers that we don't tend to focus on so much, and even even if we try, it makes it very difficult without having a Healy, because how do you know which of your chakras is out of balance, or even the meridians, which is another thing that I started to understand, is the energy pathways through the body, and how if one of those, it's like a pipe. If it's blocked, then energy can't flow through the body, and then it starts to affect how you recover, how you work out, how everything happens. And that's why the body, when something is out of whack, it's a chain reaction, starts to affect everything. And then the last, how the body works, I guess, when all these other higher dimensions and levels are out of sync or out of whack, out of balance, it's the physical that comes up with the symptom and tries to tell you that you need to look at this, it's giving you a message that something is wrong and that you need to look into. Now, translating, how that feeds back into what is the root cause. This is, again, when the analyze is so powerful. And so me, like I said, like an example today is I ran the Being Gold Cycle program, which that's what the analyze told me, and that tries to get me into balance on an emotional level. And so I use it more on those levels that we can't see and can't explain so easily. Then that translates into me being as healthy as I can be, not doing sick, and being able to work out and recover. So yeah, hope that sums it up. But yeah, I love it because of what it's able to really try and give me that insight into chakras, meridians, all those other areas that then translate back into overall balance and health on the physical.
Love it. Love it, love it. And I'm going to throw a question back after we've spoken to Hedda about her favorite programs, because Pete also has, a huge community around him, and you would see a lot of other people's results as well. So I'd love to hear some of the things you say. So Hedda, how do you use it as a busy mum who loves to stay fit?
Well, I also love the gold programs. I've been using a lot of release and being, and I actually wanted to tell a little story what happened to me at the gym a little while ago. That's referring to what Zac said earlier, and that was that I broke up with my ex in the end of last summer. And I was working out like crazy. And I found myself in the middle of the set thinking, who are you doing this for, Hedda? Who are you working out for? And then I broke down and cried. And I was like, I could see myself pushing myself for validation from another person. And it was like the little Hedda inside, like my inner child, crying out for validation. And when I noticed that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna switch this, because I'm not gonna do this for anyone else but myself anymore. So for me, the gold programs has been very helpful to get in touch with what I need to look at to improve my my overall health and to heal trauma. And of course, the scanning, the chakra scannings and stuff like that has made me come more into realization about what needs to be looked at in my life. So yeah, I don't really have any favorite programs. I run the programs that comes up on the scan. But if I'm going to say a program that I love the most is, I think it's the gold programs, definitely. Yeah.
For those watching and at home, those ones are like the core sort of 7 programs that are, the foundations, I guess, of programs, the Healy frequency programs, really well researched and tested. And yeah, I love those. I think.
Yeah, I think it's really important to work on yourself on these areas, because me as a mom, I want to be the best mom as I can. And if I go around and have a lot of trauma and a lot of unresolved stuff, then I can't be the best version of myself, and then I can't follow up her either. So for me, it's very important to work with the deep stuff, not only with my body. But of course, working out is a great tool to feel better as well. But there is always stuff you can improve. Yeah.
For sure. Thank you for sharing that. I think a lot of people will relate to that, wanting to be the best. And I think that's probably why we're all here in some capacity, is we want to be in our optimal health and well-being, not just for us, but for the people we're here to serve, for our families, for our communities. So yeah, really beautiful to share that. And I saw someone commented here, it's like having a little therapist in your pocket. Well, not a therapist, a personal trainer, a therapist, a herbalist, an acupuncturist, all these things in your pocket. But it puts the responsibility back in your hands, and it's a real self-awareness tool, coupled with something that actually starts to shift and work on that energetic level as well. So it's very, very cool. Are there any questions from any people that are fairly new to Healy? This is a great time to ask away. I know there's been lots of comments and engagement, which is awesome. I'm also going back to Pete. Like I said, Pete sees a lot of people. Like, what are some of the results that you see people getting, especially like health, well-being, fitness, biohacking? What are some common things you hear people say?
Well, I mean, most people do have some sort of a health complication or challenge. So in that area, there's endless testimonials and literally life-changing testimonials where people have, been down the path of all ways, Western medicine that didn't work or help them, then also alternative ways of medicine. And then the Healy comes along and, is able to help them shift or overcome that area that they've been struggling with their whole life. So I've seen endless testimonials like that. But also on the other hand, I've seen really fit people, really healthy people, and including myself, use it, again, going back to, like, for example, healing relationships, mother-father relationships, healing internal relationships. Perfect example was, which one I always refer to and remember, and I think Zac knows him, Toby, who, was completely ripped and physically he looked so fit and healthy. However, from his testimonial that he shared once, he was emotionally dead, so to speak, and so out of touch with himself. And through using the Healy, he literally found himself and he got in touch with himself, and now he's feeling more and he's just gone to a whole other level. And so it's not just that physical shell that we need to constantly be working on, which Healy is great at helping this meat suit, as we like to refer to it. But it's like I say, it's so incredible because it is one of those incredible revolutionary technologies and products that it's not another pill, potion, cream, lotion working on the physical. And it's about working on those areas that we can't see, the meridians, the chakras, and the emotional, the subconscious, and trying to bring from the subconscious, which is what 95% of our life is from, to the conscious. So then we can work through it and translate that into all areas of our life. So the Healy experience, yes, that's the Facebook group. I mean, just looking through that, there's endless testimonials, and just searching through it, you can probably find, guarantee a testimonial on whatever you would like to find on by searching. And so that's the amazing part, that there is literally endless testimonials on all areas of life, whichever you want to focus on.
Yeah. And this is probably a really good segue into the next question I was going to ask, which was really, again, we probably got health professionals and people that are entrepreneurs and thought leaders that are interested in the wellness space. Do you want to talk about it a little bit from the business opportunity side of things? Why I'm going to just tend to an animal.
There's a dog trying to come in, Sarah. So from the amazing aspect of Healy is that it is an amazing tool and an amazing device to help change people's lives in the area of health and wellness. And the more people that we help with it, we can ultimately change our financial position as well, and start to really generate, if we want, a side income or a completely life-changing lifestyle, complete freedom and choice lifestyle. And through the network marketing business model is the way that Healy is distributed. And like I said, is for me, when I sat down and looked at the Healy, I knew that this is the future. I knew that this is something that humanity needs right now, because especially with what's going on around the world with this whole shift that's happening and the COVID lockdowns and everything, people, one, are struggling mentally, emotionally, dealing with everything, and then losing their businesses, losing their jobs, and they are struggling to pay their bills and put food on the table for the families. And so right now we have a solution for people, not just in the fitness space or health space, but also in the area of generating an income, which they're only left to find a way online. And with Healy, I've been able to completely shift my life, and so has many people here on this webinar already. And that's what makes this so incredible, that it's fundamentally about the product and something completely, groundbreaking that is changing lives. And with that, we're able to also change our life and get that freedom lifestyle that so many of us long for. Come back in, Sarah.
Coming back in. Dog was going nuts. Keeping it real. So love that. Really love that. It's really important. Again, that is another aspect of really being well, having, income. And I know a lot of gyms have really been affected at these times. So a lot of people are needing to pivot as well. So that's a really good share. Zac Deane, back from blue and pink and all the colors to real life. What is your take on this side of things, like within the wellness industry and where Healy sits?
I think, I'm so grateful that it has dropped into my lap and been a part of my life the last 12 months, like so grateful. And every single person in my team that have used the Healy and are taken through how it works, they say this is the best product they've ever used. And as much as this has been a bit of a startup and it has been exploding around the world and there's been some delays and whatnot and all these different things, everyone is still so grateful for the Healy. And anytime someone's like, something has come up for someone, or it's a relationship challenge or a health challenge, or they're moving houses, or maybe their Healy is just having some glitches for a couple of days. They're like, oh my God, where is the Healy? They message me going, I'm so grateful I have my Healy. It has helped me so much throughout these tough times. I've seen my best friend, my mum, multiple people in the team transform in so many different ways, not just physically and in the gym, so to speak, but it's brought people more into who they really are. And I think anything that allows us to do that right now is so important. There is a massive distraction going on within the whole world. And I think this community, as among other communities, we all have not just an opportunity now, but a responsibility to share the good news and the truth with every single person that we can be, who's ready to listen. And so it has been a massive gift to these people. And I know that those that continue to use it consistently with their other healthy habits, they're going to accelerate their current goals. So whether someone's still got a health challenge or they're wanting to improve something in the gym, integrate this into your current lifestyle. This isn't bypassing, you still have to do the basics, but this is going to accelerate what you're already doing. And so, if you are curious, if you're like, oh my God, I've just got my Healy, I don't know how to use this, just keep reaching out into the groups, check in with your sponsor or their sponsor and start asking questions. And look, we are all still really new to this. Yes, there are some frequency specialists here. I've interviewed actually one of the top time waiver practitioners. So time waiver is the big 25,000 euro machine that they have, and the Healy is designed as a result of that. And I interviewed him, and I can link it to anyone who wants to see it. But it was so fascinating to hear his perspective and the people behind Healy. He's a chiropractor, an osteopath, and he's into biohacking and all these things. And he's using the Healy because he sees that this is a massive improvement. Even like if someone is a health practitioner or a personal trainer or a health coach or something, frequency therapy adds on a whole nother unique element that complements everything else that we're doing. And so chatting to him and seeing the science and all the nerdy stuff, and then actually seeing all the software that goes in behind the scenes, I was blown away at what this company is really doing. And so, some people won't get it right now, but those that do align with this are going to resonate. And it's, what we teach people in our team is that our energy introduces us, and we have that responsibility is that we have a responsibility to manage our energy every single day, and we choose how we show up. And so how we're showing up here on this webinar, how we're showing up in our relationships, the biggest thing that this world is lacking right now, and the true epidemic in my eyes, is that there's a lack of leadership. And it comes back to every single one of us stepping up as leaders and speaking the truth and going out there and making a change. Even if it's just making someone smile. I interviewed this person yesterday. He goes, every day I do 10 acts of kindness every day. I was like, oh my God, I haven't heard that for such a long time. So many people are kind of stuck in their own world. And the true gift of fulfillment is actually contributing, right? And giving back. And so, in network marketing, I think it's the most honorable industry there is, because you can only be successful if you help other people. And so there's a contribution-based aspect, fulfilling every single one of our lives. And for those that are part of the, I guess, leadership team, we just know that contributing and making a difference is really what this is all about. And, you know, the more people that you help, the more impact and the more finances that come along with it as well. So if you're looking at it from a, you know, financial aspect, it's not just like a nice thing to have a secondary source of income now, like it's kind of like a necessity. And so, you know, when I first saw the Healy opportunity, I was already doing 2 or 3 other things and I put them all on hold. I burnt my bridge, I burnt the boats, so to speak, and I jumped straight into this and I've never looked back. And so I think a lot of people aren't successful in different things in life because they have 1 foot out and 1 foot in. And if you want to be truly successful in anything, you got to put 2 feet in. And so that's where, like, I don't know, maybe it's this webinar right now, or it's a chat that you're going to have with yourself later on. It's like, am I going to be 2 feet in or 2 feet out? You know, don't be both. And so I think 2021 is all about 2 feet in as to what your genius is, what your values are, and go in all in on you and the world that you want to create. There's no more time to waste anymore. Can I get a what?
Yeah. Inspiration with Zac, go for it. That's awesome. I really resonate with what you're saying. Now there's a dance party started, so everyone's whooping and loving it. Yeah, that's really beautiful. And it really is, like, I love that you say your energy introduces you, and you know, more than ever we're aware that energy is everything. So I love that you talk about it in regards to leadership. I feel like, Pete,
I want to add something which it's just something that I had this conversation the other day with a coach. And what are we doing here, right? As humanity, we all want to help each other. We all want to help people. And fundamentally, that's ingrained in us. Now, the thing with Healy and this business model, it's a way to make an impact and help people. And doesn't matter what you're doing, if you're PTing or if you're a practitioner, right? It's about trying to help people, trying to make a change, trying to help improve people's lives. And with Healy, we have an incredibly powerful tool that is literally shifting lives like nothing I've seen before. And that's why, you know, so the point is, be firm on your goals and dreams, but flexible on your methods. How are you able to help people? What can you do to help people? And if you look at Healy and you think, wow, this is something incredible, maybe, you know, is the time to get in and get serious about it. And a perfect example is, in 1 year, I have been able to impact 14,000 people just directly from me in 1 year. Now, if you've got some PT business, one-on-one, for example, maybe you can, I don't know how many clients you can see in 1 day, maybe, I don't know, 5, 10, let's say 10. You multiply that across the year, that's the maximum amount of impact you can have potentially. So this business model allows for a huge impact, and within a short time frame, you can impact tens of thousands of lives and really change, you know, a larger percentage of the human population than you would perhaps doing something else. So just something to consider. It's be flexible and firm on your goals and dreams, but be firm but flexible, yes, on your methods. So this is just an incredible tool that is able to, you know, be able to make that impact that you are trying to, you know, help, in this world.
love it. Nuggets all around. We're going to start bringing it home because we want to respect your time and keep it nice and succinct, and hope you're enjoying this conversation. I know I certainly am, hearing all these different perspectives. So Yvette, from your perspective, how do you see Healy as part of, you know, new evolution in the wellness industry?
It's a massive, powerful alternative, and I think we're all looking for that now, and it's come at a very appropriate time in the world that we are looking for something else. And I definitely feel that this is going to be the next evolution in the wellness space. And like, you know, concur with what Zac and Pete were saying, is that if we can raise the frequency of everybody around us and the planet, then we're just going to be vibrating at a much higher level. So for me, I see this, I mean, I'm on it 3 times a day, Peter's on it 3 times a day. It's almost like you kind of, sometimes it's a bit more subtle, but when you don't have it, gosh, you crave it. You know, it's just something that you really kind of go, where's my Healy? Where's my Healy? And Pete and I are kind of almost fighting for the use of the Healy. So we've got to buy another one. It's just getting a little bit like that. So yeah, but I mean, the way that I have implemented it into the business is that we are now gifting everybody a free auric scan on their birthday. So we send out a little email, happy birthday to you, and we would like to run a free aura scan on you. And so that sort of comes with the love, the heart, the, you know, and just see where people are sitting and just try and tap them on their shoulder of curiosity. And then of course that then creates a conversation. And I think, you know, more and more people that know about it is just going to be a beautiful place to live in and a beautiful place to leave for our children.
Awesome. And as a gym owner, I know you were saying, like, it's, you know, around the world, gyms are obviously something that's being affected in a lot of places. There's some places that are not getting shut down, but is that a factor for people, you know, in the industry?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, that obviously the digital fitness is become massive, and I think with that you can absolutely implement the Healy within the digital. So a little bit of self-care is really what's required, and a little bit of self-discipline. And as we said along, this is kind of like your little counselor that sits in the pocket. So, you know, tap into it, and we are literally just scratching the surface. I mean, we haven't even delved deep into some of those other beautiful programs that are on there, but I really do feel that self-care and self-love, and if you are sitting having to do your fitness at home and really wondering whether or not this is doing anything and it's a very solo experience, then I think the Healy is something that you could on a sort of fitness program style, but also on the mental balance, is your little bit of self-love and your best friend. I think it's just kind of like your little counselor that you can tap into. So I would say that yeah, I think it's got a big place. And being in the wellness space, which is one of the growing areas in the world, it really is going to disrupt some of those big businesses, some of those big pharma companies.
Yeah, that's one thing that we haven't really touched on, is that it is disruptive, because it, you know, can challenge the beauty industry, the, you know, product-based industry, because it works on that energetic level. So that's probably for another conversation, and that's probably something you get passionate about, but it does disrupt a lot of different categories within the health, fitness, beauty, anti-aging space. And it's total category creator, because it's working on the energetic level rather than, like Pete talked about, creams and shakes and potions. And well, I can feel him going like this.
The thing is, and I sum it up like this all the time, I love this phrase and this quote, Nikola Tesla: if you want the secrets of the universe, think in terms of frequency, energy, vibration. The fundamental of all existence, doesn't matter what it is, it's down to frequencies, energy. So energy vibrating at a frequency. So everything, you can get the frequency of anything that exists. So whatever that is. So for me, we're basically working with the secrets of the universe. And yes, like Yvette said, we're just getting started. There's so much more coming with Healy, and so much more incorporating products and programs and different things are coming with Healy. So when you have a Healy, you know, it's one of the most powerful aspects of your life, and a tool that, you know, will outperform anything and everything out there. I'm not saying it's the only thing you need, but it is one of the most powerful things you could have. And yeah, it incorporates into every area of your life. And it basically, yes, is a disruptor to every industry.
And like we've said, it is, and it's a tool, you know, like some people, I hear health professionals and myself, I'm like, oh, but like, I don't want to get attached to it and rely on it. And again, it's like everything, the tool is as good as your intention and how you work with it. It's a tool, and it's got a really powerful place alongside some of those other healthy fundamentals we've touched on. Thomas, bring us home with your last thoughts on Healy as, you know, as more, I guess, where it sits in the wellness industry.
I can try to get everyone's head around how big Healy is and what kind of impact it can have on you. Since we have this niche on fitness today, the flow it creates in your body. I've been having Healy for 6 months now. And the biggest advantage I can feel that we can correlate to everything in life with the flow I'm talking about is that I have not experienced one day really sore muscles after I started with Healy. And I really tried to provoke sore muscles several times, but I'm not even on 20% of what I'm used to. And that by itself is worth the cost of a Healy multiplied with 10, if you ask me. And that explains everything with the flow, what it creates in your body, because we have everything inside of ourselves, but we have a lot of blockages and traumas and things that from our birth is there. But Healy gets you in contact with who you really are and where you really should go. And it opens up everything and gets you connected to your source. So that's my last words for Healy.
Last word, just dropping it straight to soul. Love it. And Hedda, love to hear your last thoughts on, you know, anything from business side of things or what you're excited about in terms of Healy and where it's going next.
Yeah, I just think that the most important work you do is the work you do on yourself. And when you invest in yourself, the universe invests in you as well. So I think that this is a great opportunity to raise your frequency and raise your vibration so that you can be to the better good of the world. So I think by us doing the inner work and of course the outer work with the fitness, we will be much more able to see bigger changes in the world.
Awesome. I love that. And we won't go into it too much here, but just to touch on it, and Pete, you might want to jump in with me here. Like this Healy really is just getting started, and we're going to share how you can get started, because if you've resonated, we're all about energy. If you've resonated with what has been shared today and you want to, you know, you may want to learn more, or you might be like, no, I just want to try it for myself. It's an incredible time because this month of Feb is a global promotion. Never been done for a full month and probably never will be done again. Like I said, Healy really is coming back in. It's a bit of a relaunch. And so what that means is obviously go back to the person who invited you to this, and they can help you get started. But basically you get an upgrade from there's 4 different types of Healy, but you get a free upgrade. And so there's 4 different ones. Better if you go to your person who invited you for an actual visual. The main one being the resonance, which is the one that has the scan analyze function. That's the one that we normally recommend because the self-awareness and you're able to really take your health to the next level. But there are other models. But in the month of Feb, you get a free upgrade. Now, at the level of the resonance, that actually means you can save €1,000, about 1,500 Australian dollars.
Well, yes, the resonance normally costs €2,500, but right now you can get it at the cost of the Holistic Health Plus, which is 1,500. And just to give one example of why you want to get the resonance, which is the most powerful one that analyzes and is able to offer you the solution or the program that you need. So I have, and I'm shared this testimonial many times, Vanessa, one of our amazing team members, had a sore hand. Okay, now she ran the Healy, and what came up with the analyze is that the lung meridian, that was what she was resonating with. Ran the lung meridian, and the pain in her hand went away. So how would you know what program you need, or how would you even know that the pain or the discomfort in your hand is because your lung meridian is out of balance? So that's just one perfect example why and how Healy is so incredible and amazing, and why you would want the analyze. But look, if you can't get it straight off the bat, and you know financially you're a bit stressed, you can get the lower models and then upgrade. However, right now it's a huge saving, and who knows when it will ever happen again, because Healy 2.0 is coming and there will be some shifts and changes in everything. And so right now I think is the time to stretch yourself and get started with the resonance, where you can save a lot.
Yep. So we won't go through the other models. We'll let you talk to the person who invited you about that. But yeah, on the resonance one, it is about €1,000
saving. Yes,
saving,
so you're saving about 40%.
Huge. Savings about 40%. So that's why we're running these webinar series, because we want to educate people about the experiences and what Healy does for people. You can make a decision at this time to take advantage of that incredible offer. So very, very cool. Also, they are doing for previous members or anyone who starts, I'll start there. They do what's called a fast start, where if you share Healy with 3 people, you actually, depending on the model, but we'll assume you buy a resonance. If you buy a resonance and share it with 3 people in your first 30 days, you actually get a free device. Now that is incredible if you're a practitioner or a PT, or you own a gym, or you just love helping people with well-being. You've got a device, and I guarantee you will not want to give yours up, but people want to try it. They want to experience it. They want to scan. They want to scan their cats, their dogs, their kids, their nephews, their aunties, their uncles. So that's also something to chat to the person who invited you about, is that opportunity, because it's a huge savings, but it also is a way to get well-being out there in a really big, powerful way. But also previous members have an opportunity to do that as well.
Just to touch on that, this is just something I thought of last night. If you get started and you get the resonance right now at the discounted price, and you share with 3 people, and you basically sell 3 resonance, you pretty much get 2 resonance, and with the commission that you get back, you got 2 resonance for nothing, because of the commission that's going to come in, and because of the fast start, you get a free Healy. So you have 2 resonances pretty much for nothing.
He's a numbers guy. There you go. So I think we're going to wrap it up there, because we wanted this to be really educational. And I just want to say a massive thank you to all our panel speakers that have come on and share their perspective for what it's done for them, and through the lens of health and fitness and biohacking. And also then obviously let everyone know about this offer and this promotion that's on, because like we said, we don't know if we'll see it again, and we want people to be able to make the most of it, because it's really incredible, especially at this time on the planet where health and well-being and energy has never been more of an important thing to be aware of. So we're super grateful for everybody. Just jump on, thank the speakers, make sure that there's so much more information that you can learn. So again, just connect with people, or however you found yourself here. And we will be doing another one we'll continue to do these every Sunday. The next one is actually about abundance frequencies. That is actually a program that you can purchase. And we're talking a little bit more about the business. Then we've got a health practitioner one we're doing on, I'll have to send you all through the dates, because I can't remember off the top of my head. We've also got a high performance one. We've got mental health webinars coming up. So we're really honing in on these niches. And so if you're inspired by this, or you want to learn more, jump in those webinars, and just come and learn and hear more beautiful stories and shares from people that have actually really had, beautiful experiences with it. So thank you to everybody. And we look forward to seeing you back on one of these calls soon. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Ciao.